to this community sing. It's so great to be here. My name is Allison Mondell. I'm the director of AM Medieval Music, and I am going to just settle in for a few moments until we get all of the people that are coming to just log on and find us. How are you today? It's so great to be here. I love these events so much. And if you are here, please tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to know. I'm here in Acton, Massachusetts. I'm a new transplant to Massachusetts here in the States, which is a place where I love. I've been to school here, and it's really, really wonderful to be back. You will need, for today's event, you will need a score so you can follow along. If you haven't downloaded that, I'm putting that in the chats. So hopefully you can get that downloaded and at your fingertips. Hello, Sue from Rockford, Illinois. Awesome. I also would love to know if you can hear me okay, or if I need to in any way adjust my sound. My intention for today is to sort of introduce this very special piece by Hildegard of Bingen, and to give us a little bit of story, a little bit of context and color that we can fill in as we then move into learning the piece and interpreting the piece and then singing it together. Hi, DeMarc. Oh, good. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, good. And Sue can hear us fine, too. Yes. Awesome. So, my friends, if you're joining me on Facebook or YouTube, I'm so happy you're here. This replay will be available, too, on both of those platforms. And these events are, I love teaching this music. It's something I feel very called to do, and I love to share it. And that's one of the impulses behind creating this, the Symphonia series, this sheet music collection of Hildegard's works, which is, I believe, a really important resource to have. And of course, we have events like this where we can really flesh that out and breathe life into notes, right? And into words. And this music doesn't exist without us right now. And another aspect of my particular agenda is to empower you to breathe life into this. And indeed, to be able to have the confidence to step into these ancient works and embody them for yourselves at all levels, mind, body, spirit. Yeah, and that's something that was one of my big bullet points, let's put it that way, as a teacher. But we have a really special occasion today, too. This may or may not resonate with you, but it is something as I respond to Hildegard's works, I'm looking through the lens of her life as a medieval nun. And a Benedictine nun, certainly, living and breathing the cycles of the church, the daily cycle, the weekly cycle, the monthly cycle, the annual cycle. And those cycles are represented by practices and acknowledging the different ways in which we are bound to those cycles. So one of those cycles happens to be the veneration of saints on their particular feast day. So like a birthday, right? But it's usually not so much a birthday. For example, Hildegard's feast day, the veneration of her life as a saint, is the day that she died, which was September 17th. So that was 1179. So we celebrate her feast on September 17th. And I believe, I may not have my facts totally accurate here, that her looking then to Ursula, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, Ursula's feast day, Saint Ursula's feast day, is today. It's October 21st. And that's why I chose this day to look at this particular piece. Hildegard dedicated more chants to Saint Ursula than any other person, place, or thing other than the Virgin Mary. The Virgin Mary sort of takes the cake, if you will. She is, I believe there are, I think it's something like 14 or 15 songs dedicated to Mary. And I believe there are about 12 songs dedicated to Ursula. That's a lot. And that sort of reveals her prominence in the sort of the sort of stellar landscape of Hildegard's, well, the people that she admired. And especially thinking about the community that Hildegard was leading, community of women in both convents that she was associated with. The first at Dizzy-Bodenberg, a great double monastery. And then the Rupertsberg, the monastery, the convent that she founded at the Mount of St. Rupert in the Rhine Valley, where we see in her works and her writings so much about the supreme place that virginity held. Now, I don't want you to just think about virginity as that of being chaste in the physical sense, the body being chaste, but to think about, and sort of, this is where we're starting to like put Hildegard glasses on a little bit. Because what we really need to do is to be able to access this now through your eyes. So you're seeing through my eyes, through Hildegard's eyes, doesn't matter. It's really about what's our in. So understanding that this symbolic sort of virtue of virginity, that which is pure and fertile, that which is open and ready for God. And indeed, Hildegard saw this virtue of virginity, of chastity, as that which is more purely drawn to God, more available. So however you walk away with that, it's something to ruminate on. But looking at Ursula now, right? Ursula. Besides the Virgin Mary, Ursula, we'll just give a little backstory about Ursula. Who's this lady? She lived in the 4th century, and she was the daughter of a pagan king. I believe in the Celtic lands. I'm not positive about that. She basically was told by her father that she needed to marry. She had an arranged marriage to another pagan. And Ursula happened to be a devout Christian. And at this time, in the 4th century, this was still a very early Christianity. And Ursula did not think too highly of this prospect. And she begged her father, I will marry this person, but only if you grant me permission to go on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. And so her father granted her the permission to go on a pilgrimage. And as the story goes, she brought along 11 handmaidens. And as the legend then pursues this kernel of the story, that 1,000 women came along with each of the handmaidens. Thus we have 11,000. And we're not going to get into the sort of the craziness of that, but it's a wonderful sort of moment to say there were legions and legions of women who were so inspired, right, by Ursula's willingness to say, I need to do this. I need to come and visit with God and go on a pilgrimage to basically assess my life. That's what I would think. But to be able to really come into this oneness with God and go on this journey. And as the legend then continues, when they came into Cologne, they met Attila the Hun, the Huns, the barbarians. And Attila told Ursula, unless you become my concubine, my mistress, I'll kill you on the spot. And of course, she refused. And thus, Ursula and all of the people, including not just the virgin maidens, but all the holy men that had gathered with her, they were all martyred. And there was a great sort of upheaval of this legend again. I believe it was around the 10th century that a mass burial site around Cologne had been uncovered as people were building walls for the city. And everyone proclaimed, it's Ursula and her companions. And many sort of a big relic trade ensued, and it really became this revolution in German culture of the time. And so this was just really sort of overlaying with Hildegard's timeline quite a bit. And she's, it's really interesting to see how much the story of Ursula not only resonated with Hildegard, but inspired her. So, on we go. This is a little bit of background to then come into the music, okay? Because the music, as we see, I've got my score right here, and I've got my text right here. So what I want you to do is to be able to walk with me through this song. And the way I teach this is we're going to go line by line. These are lines dictated not necessarily by Hildegard. In the manuscript, I want to show you the manuscript really quickly too. But this is a delineation of poetic line that was undertaken by Dr. Barbara Newman, great Hildegard scholar and Latinist and medieval historian. And that's how I've outlined this music. So it's more visually, we're able to sort of take it all in and see it more clearly. And we're going to talk about some of the conventions and the notation in a little bit. But what I want to do is just share with you here an overview. I'm going to hop in here and I want to zoom in. So we're looking here at a copy of the Reason Codex. And you see, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. This is a pretty modest piece. It's not very long. It takes up only a few lines, but here in the Reason Codex, this is one of two sources that survived with this incredible clarity. You see this O of O, rubor sanguinis. And here we have an A with that little squiggle. That's a sort of rubric for antiphon. That's telling us the liturgical form, an antiphon, which, thinking about the feast of Saint Ursula, in that Benedictine liturgy, for that day, there would have been a number of special practices that happened on the veneration of feasts. But because this is also the Benedictine liturgy, psalmody, the recitation of the Psalms, was of a primary importance in this liturgical style. And so antiphons accompanied the recitation of Psalms. So here we have this wonderful piece, O rubor sanguinis. And then I'm going to sort of, I believe actually on the song page on the AO website, you can access this picture. Yes. So I'm gonna stop sharing this one. And what we're gonna do is start to come into the music. I'm gonna go through the text and start adding some layers. Let me know if you can hear the piano, okay, everyone? Cool. So at the very first line, we have this almost like an incantation. And this is very typical of Hildegard, where we see this first word O, an ode, this open O. It has so much potential. Is it just a bunch of pretty notes? No, no, no. It is going to be seeded with what you want to seed into it. And here's where we get our powers of creation, really the fire boiling under the pot. We are saying, oh, bloods, blush. Oh, bloods, blush. Hello, Carter. Oh, hi, Pamela. Oh, bloods, blush. Now, the word rubor, in this case, Hugh has interpreted it as blush or reddening. And think about how many layers of meaning are embedded in that word. That's the coolest thing about this language. There's so many layers and symbols, and it speaks to us in between the lines, as it were. And so we can really consider, and I want you, again, to be empowered. What does that mean to me? And what I'd like to do is just sing the first word. Oh, okay. So here, I want you to just take a moment, settle into your seat. I want you to feel into your heart and feel your energy ground into the earth. And feel this wonderful alignment from the earth and through you up through the top of your head. And now I want you to just relax your shoulders and let the breath be released in an exhale. And maintaining this sense of calm and openness, let that breath flood into you. Beautiful. And then exhale. Now here is where I want you to start to see with your inner eye, not just your eyeballs, but your inner eye. What is going to help you discover and explore these deeper layers is, how do I not think my way through these notes, but how do I maintain my presence through these notes? And see what upwells through you. Okay, let's sing a little, okay? Here we go, we're just going to sing O. Ready? Awesome. Let's try that again. Ready? Beautiful. I'm going to sing the rest of the line and then let's repeat it together. Have a listen. Ready? Now let's sing the whole line. The whole line. Ready? And we have this sense of sort of spaciousness. It has this span of an octave. It sort of gives us a container, but it is infinitely expansive. Pretty cool, right? So what are we filling that space with? Your intention. What are you bringing to the table? Right? Here we might be directly addressing Ursula, but what if we have no connection with Ursula? What if we just want to be able to understand that this is some kind of lament or cry or beseechment? That's not a word, but I just made it up and I like it. How we can be open and available in this space. Let's try it again. I'm going to seed that in. It's going to be seeded into your breath, and you're going to feel your body ground. And the coolest thing about singing Hildegard's music is how freaking embodied it is. And when we really can stay in this earthy, grounded, embodied connection, these words take us to heights and depths. It's the sheer power in the lines, because that's the magic of Hildegard and her creative vision, and that gushing forth of Holy Spirit through her. And we are the very happy recipients. But we carry that too now within us, through our own bodies, which is so awesome. Ready, everybody? Let's try that again. Here we go. O rubor. Beautiful. Now here's the second line. And here we start to get a little scrambled in the tonality. That's okay. If you're interested in looking at these things, there are B flats all over the place in the song, but they're very inconsistent. And so what you see on the page, whenever you see a B flat in the score, it's as written. Whenever you see an accidental above the staff, that's mine. Okay? And it's basically, I'm going to empower you. This is not gospel. What I put down is, this is not gospel. It is, however, a good guide. It's a starting place. And what I'm using are my eyes and my ears, okay? And my voice too. So we get B naturals and B flats dancing together on the same dance floor, okay? Have a listen. I'm going to sing the first 3 words. Qui de excelso. Have a listen. Qui de excelso. Let's try, everybody. Ready? Qui de excelso. Beautiful. And then we have one of the most luminous moments in this song. Have a listen. So it goes up a little bit high. Let's try that. Ready? This is where we really want to ground. So here we're saying that which flowed from the highest one. So first of all, bringing us up to the heights and then flowing down. And what's flowing? So many things are flowing. We see so many images here. The flowing of the martyr's blood, the flowing of a woman's menses, the flowing of the Holy Spirit through Ursula, the flowing of water that heals, the flowing of energy, the flowing of spirit from God. Lots of flowing, lots of wonderful things to connect to. And the first half of this line is pretty chatty, right? It's very easy, I think, when we see chant, and chant is notated by syllable. So chant sort of inherently breaks up words, even though it's all about words. And so what I'm going to encourage you, 2 little mini assignments, is to be able to keep your words as whole whole words, even though we have some notes, right, with pitches. Have a listen, and then we'll sing those first 3 words again. My mistake. Want to try it? Ready? And now we're going to keep 2 more words in our minds and hearts as we sing that flowed. Ready? Do you see all the possibility? Did you feel it? I felt it. So exciting. That silent, energetic communication that we're all capable of. It's all there for the taking. We just have to say yes. Next, let's sing that whole line together and then we'll move to line 3. Here we go. Ready? Line 2. Whole thing. Ready? Here's line 3. Quod definitas tetigit. Let's try that together. Ready? Quod definitas tetigit. That divinity touched. So that quod definitas, pretty important word, tetigit, touched. There's our verb at the end. So let's sing that again. Now we just have a little bit more facility with the intention of the words. Let's go a step further. What does that really mean? Quod definitas tetigit. Beautiful. Here's my favorite part. 3 words that will slay you. Have a listen. You are the flower, the bloom. There's a difference between bloom and flower. Flower is certainly a beautiful flower in bloom, but a flower could also be a bud. It could just be a flower. But we're talking about a bloom. Full, ripe bloom. And that is a very special quality. Let's try that again. Ready? Beautiful. I'd like to sing lines 3 and 4 in a row. Can we try that? You are Leah. Hi, Leah. You are the flower which is blooming. Indeed. So it's a whole other level. Same ideas, totally distinct. Let's try quod definitas tetigit tu flos es. Ready? Quod definitas tetigit tu flos es. Yes. Now we have the final 2 lines. Quem hiems de flatu serpentis. Now this is, my colleague Hugh and I talked about this line, this image, that the quem, that the hiems de flatus serpentis, hiems de flatu. So basically hiems like frost, sort of biting frost. The flatu, breath of the serpent. So flatus serpentis, serpent's breath, but we add hiems. I hope I'm getting that right. I might have those two words mixed up. If anyone could clarify, that would be great. But what we're talking about is this killing ice breath of the serpent. And so serpent is going to take us way off course, but also open a whole new door. We're talking about Ursula the Virgin, reminiscent, of course, of so many things. But here we are referred back to Genesis and Eve and the serpent. And the serpent, of course, represents any kind of, evil. Unfortunately for our snake friends. But my little one loves reptiles. I have a whole new appreciation for snakes. Let's get back to the music. So what I'd like to do is sing up into flatu. And then we'll tag on the last word, okay? Just going to learn in pieces. Have a listen or follow along and sing along if you'd like. Ready? Come here. Let's try that all together, everyone. Ready? Come here. Here's the last word. That's really, really hard on my vibes. It's so dissonant. Can we try that word together, everyone? Ready? It almost feels like a gut-wrenching call. Lament. Line 5. Let's try line 5 all together. Ready? Come here, stay beautiful. But what we know is that Ursula was not touched by this painful reality, even though she was martyred. She wasn't touched. That's quite a cosmic twist, is it not? So then what we have, and the way I've interpreted this word, numqua means never. Lesit, touched. And we have this extremely long melisma on the word never. And here we have not that B flat, which is a lowered sixth. It's very, very harsh in this particular mode. But we have this. Feels so much better. Okay, so let's ride with it. My friends, I'm just gonna sing the whole word, okay? So you can hear it, and then we'll put it all together. Ready? whole line. Ready to try? Ready? And it's sort of that meandering, the meandering pathway. I saw the pilgrimage there. The meandering. Where it stops and starts. And we hear these musical resting places in the line, perfect places to breathe and to bring your breath into the music. Never exclude your breath from the music. That's pretty yummy. So I want to ask if anyone has any questions before I have my symphonia here, and I'd like us to sing the whole thing together once more. Or if anyone had any ideas. This is where I get all of my ideas. It's through this open quality of being with something without having any preconceived notions, and by getting out of my own head. So here I've got a symphonia. This is a very, very simple instrument. Just show it to you. It has a wheel. I have two strings engaged right now. I have a D and an A here. But really what I love about this instrument is how I feel the vibrating strings, the vibrating sound waves. Can you hear that okay, everybody? And what it does, it gives us this beautiful sort of landing pad of sound. It's like helping us sort of provide that foundation so we can build this architecture of the song. So something I mentioned earlier that I'd love to reintroduce is this idea of spaciousness. And as we sing this together, part of my image right now, even though we are here, we are not in a room together. We are in a space together, and that I hold that space and want to expand that space to include you, and to be able to support you on your journey through the song with your voice and with Hildegard, of course. But we're also talking about what we offer out in that space. The song is here, it's the container. We're able to move through it, which is a great gift that I think we forget sometimes. Thanks, Carter. So everyone, I want you to just have an intention for yourself as we go through this song. I have one for myself. And really this is, I'm just going to say that this is a more than a pleasure for me. It is an honor to be able to hold space and present these songs, and to help people see through some of these deeper layers and to be empowered. And I think it's a wonderful thing on this feast of Saint Ursula to just hold our hearts open for all the sisters whose blood has been shed. And that we can hold space even in a small song at noon on a Friday for something so powerful. And that's our great honor. So bringing your voice with mine and with all of us, that's pretty awesome. Here we go. is rubor sanguinis. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching and participating and stepping into the pool with me, and to be able to go deeper and have Hildegard be a really wonderful teacher. Yeah, what a gift. So everyone, thank you so much. If you have questions, let me know. And I love Saint Ursula too. There's more to come. There's so much more to come. I'm so happy to do this work. And keep in touch and let me know if you have any other questions. Carter says, a blessing to learn and sing in this generous spaciousness and care. It is my pleasure, Carter. Is that Brenda? I think it's Brenda. You're welcome. So everyone, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for raising your voice with me. And Aya. And I so look forward to seeing you again next time. Stay tuned. And thank you to Mark. And be well. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Take care. Bye.